Hi Sonoma County, it is Monday, October 19th, and I am in Belgrade, Serbia. So in Eastern Europe, what a different kind of place and culture here. But I actually had a great experience yesterday. On Sunday, it was our first free day of my 3 weeks I've been on the fellowship, and I was able to line up an appointment to go to a winery. So as part of our fellowship experience, we're asked to set up appointments in every city with someone in our industry, so agriculture, someone focused on sustainability, a winery. And as I looked at my city assignments and saw Belgrade, Serbia, I thought, what the heck, how am I ever going to connect with someone in Serbia who knows anything about wine? So I did a little research and really interesting, learned that Serbia is about the same size in terms of wine grapes as Sonoma County. So they have about 25,000 hectares planted to wine grapes, which is about 60,000 acres. Sound familiar? And that so actually a very thriving part of the agriculture here is wine grapes. And so I still didn't know how I was going to connect, and I just have to say a big thank you to Jeff Kruth, who runs the Guild of Sommeliers. I reached out to him. He does a lot of work with Sonoma County, and he's been a great partner for us at the Wine Grape Commission, and asked him if he happened to know of anyone that could get me connected to Serbia, and frankly, through friends of friends, I was able to connect with a gentleman named Miroslav, who ran a sommelier association here in Serbia for about 11 years, so a great connection. And like all things in the wine industry, you find, as you travel, that people who are passionate about wine love to share the story of it. And so Miroslav and his friend Marco, who is also, connected to the wine industry, and actually I think he's going after his Masters of Sommelier, they offered to pick me up on Sunday, 10 o'clock at the hotel, and they drove me 2 hours south of Belgrade, through kind of the countryside, rural Serbia, to go to what is one of the oldest wineries in the country, Aleksandrovic, and it's called the King's Winery is what it stands for. And I'm actually enjoying some of that wine right now. I'll just kind of show you the bottle. Here's the Regent, which is a 50-50 blend of Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. And I got to spend a great day there sort of learning about the wine industry and tasting good wines. And the winemaker there, I was so impressed. So, he walked me through, the tank room where they're fermenting their wine right now. I got to try some of their wines that were fermenting, some wines in barrel, and then we actually sat out on this beautiful patio overlooking the vineyard. He has about 75 hectares, about 150 acres, planted to estate grapes. And so he provided a spread of, local meats and cheeses, and we just enjoyed the afternoon and drank wine and great company, all sitting around outside talking about the things we love, which farming and winemaking. And what was interesting is I learned about the history of Serbian farming. Actually learned that most of the vineyards, which is probably not a surprise as you look at the history of Serbia, were actually publicly owned, kind of owned by the state, up until I think it was the 70s, when those actually started to become privately for sale. And a very similar story to Sonoma County in that a lot of these farms can't afford to sort of be planted to sort of row crops or traditional crops. A lot of the vineyards used to be plums and apples, and they can't afford to keep the land in agriculture, so they transitioned into wine grapes. So a lot of kind of new vineyards, even though it's a very old country. And one of the things I thought was interesting is they're planted to grapes, they make varietal wines that we'd all know very well. So Chardonnays and Rieslings and Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlots. They make a sparkling, a kind of a Blanc de Blanc and a sparkling from Pinot Noir as well. And they make a great Pinot Noir. And so all wines I'm familiar with. But they did say, education still needs to happen here for the wine consumer. And so the average price of sort of the white wines was like a 6 to 8 euros. So, the current exchange rate is about $1.12 per euro. So if you think about that, up to about maybe 18 euros for the red wine. So here's some fantastically high quality, great wine being produced here that frankly is one of the best values that I've had. So really enjoyed, I think, the thing that really touched me was here's two gentlemen who are excited about what they do, excited about wine, and they were willing to take a whole day on their weekend, leave their families to come show me what they love and what, the Serbian wine country. And I really so much appreciate that, and made me, frankly, a little homesick as I was sitting out there looking over the vineyard and thinking about all of you back in Sonoma County and all the travel I've been on, but really really is true, that sort of that hospitality and that sense of tourism and that sense of sharing what you're excited about, and just how wine can bring people together. So no matter the language barriers or what part of the world you're in, a good glass of wine, even out of a random glass in your hotel room, is something that should be shared and appreciated. And so cheers to all of you, Sonoma County. More to come on my rest of my experiences in Belgrade, and then on Wednesday I head to Paris to wrap up sort of the fellowship. So cheers, and look forward to coming home and seeing you all soon.